Another fight night ended with an injury, depriving us from having a badass banger. But still, it was a good card with 3 ranked fights and a few up-and-coming prospects. Now let's find out the answer of the question which comes first in the minds of the UFC fans after watching a UFC event, and that's what's next. But before starting the video, shout out to myself who successfully predicted Gary vs Luque and Pimblet vs Ferguson. Both fights have been announced for UFC 296. Now let's move to our video. Although Gamrot couldn't win the fight as he wanted, still a win is a win. It's Gamrot's second straight win after losing a decision to Beneil Dariush and 6th of his last 7. He just stole Fiziev's number 6 spot in the rankings and is in a very good spot to move up towards the title. But who from those top 5 is gonna accept that dangerous matchup? Gaethje is waiting for the title shot, Chandler is waiting for that Conor payday, Dariush vs Sarukyan is reportedly in the works, and Dustin Poirier has clearly stated that he doesn't wanna become a ladder for these up-and-comers. It seems Gamrot is also well aware of this situation. That's why instead of calling one of them out, he mentioned Charles Oliveira. Gamrot believes Charles Oliveira is going to lose his rematch against Makhachev and is willing to wait for that matchup. I also agree with his decision because at this point of his career, waiting is better than fighting a dangerous lower ranked guy who can steal the position he has earned. But unlike Gamrot, I believe the rematch between Oliveira and Makhachev is a pretty solid matchup where anything can happen. But still, the best next step for him is taking the loser of that fight, because this is the only fight for him right now which can get him closest to the title. Fiziev couldn't defend his spot and will go down in the new ranking update. If he didn't break his ACL or something, then the most sensible next fight for him is the winner of Dawson vs Green. Dawson is already a top 10, so the winner of this fight will be in need of the above-ranked guy to climb up, while Fiziev is in a tough position where he has to defend his spot. Bryce Mitchell bounced back from a loss to Topuria and successfully defended his top 10 spot against Dan Ige. There is another guy above in the rankings who is on a 2-fight losing streak and also in the position of defending his spot. I'm talking about number 7 ranked Calvin Kattar. Kattar was once considered a potential title contender, but now after 2 back-to-back losses, no one believes he can be the title contender. So that's the best and the most sensible matchup in the division, where either Kattar will prove that he is not going anywhere soon, or Mitchell will rise to the top as a new threat to the division. Dan Ige's this loss puts a gatekeeper stamp on him. He lost to 3 unranked fighters, then beat 2 up-and-comers and now lost again from a top 10 guy. It's again time to prove himself worthy of this spot by beating another up-and-comer. Lerone Murphy is an undefeated prospect who has cracked the featherweight rankings with 5 straight wins in the UFC. Ige needs an easier fight than one of those top 10s, while Murphy needs a high-ranked opponent. So this is the fight which is the best for both of them. Marina Rodriguez put on one of the best performances of her career and proved that she still has the guts to get another run towards the title. She almost got the title shot after beating Jan Xiaonan in 2022, but then instead of waiting for the shot, she decided to fight Amanda Lemos. You know what happened then? She lost the fight as well as the opportunity to fight for the belt. Then she lost her next fight too. That's why everyone was counting her out, but she has bounced back in a big way and called out number 3 ranked Tatiana Suarez. Indeed, she thinks she can beat Suarez, but her current position in the rankings may not get her that fight. She may have to fight Jessica Andrade, who has a fight booked against Mackenzie Dern for UFC 295. As you all know, Marina is not that active, while Andrade is one of the most active female fighters. and Raj doesn't like to stay on the sidelines and is always looking towards the next step. So win or lose, Marina would be a next big step for her. Michelle Waterson has now lost 4 straight and could win only 1 out of her last 7 fights. So I think it's time for her to retire from this brutal sport. But if she wants to be the female Tony Ferguson, then Lupi Godinez is a new entry in the rankings who is waiting for a ranked opponent. If she still thinks she should stay in the UFC as well as in the rankings, then there is no other fight which makes more sense than Lupi Godinez. Charles Jourdain calls out Cub Swanson for a fight in Toronto, Canada, the event which is only rumored and not confirmed yet. But if there is an event planned in Canada, the fight between them makes a lot of sense for both of them. As far as Brian Battle and Mo Usman are concerned, these were big wins for both of them, but not big enough to get a ranked opponent. Both still needs at least one more win to crack the rankings. Battle should now fight someone who is not unknown to the UFC fan, like Matt Brown or Santiago Ponzinibbio. While Usman doesn't need to choose anyone, as UFC is already doing the best to give him the most beatable guys. In my opinion, Andrei Arlovski is a guy who is not dangerous enough, plus he also has a little reputation among UFC fans, so cracking the rankings through beating a 44-year-old guy would be the easiest path towards the rankings. Now that's all. If you agree with my matchmaking, hit the like button, and if you have any other good matchup in your mind, do tell me in the comment section. Now I'll see you in the next video, so till then, do whatever you want to do.